Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Today I am going to discuss another way of preparation of financial statements of the limited companies. Means I am going to discuss the income statement and statement of financial position of limited companies in another way. This way of preparation is tested in A-level exams and in ACCA. But this way of presentation is not tested in O-level exams or IGCSE. So O-levels and IGCSE students should focus on my previous lecture and the previous method of preparation of financial statements, means like income statement and statement of changes in equity and statement of financial position. Only A-level students and ACCS students or CA students should go through this lecture, and they have to learn this method of preparation of financial statements. Now, I'm moving to the lecture of limited companies financial statements, and in this lecture I will prepare the income statement and then I will prepare the statement of financial position, statement of changes in equity, and then I will prepare the statement of financial position. The same sequence will follow in this lecture for the preparation of financial statements. Means first I will go to prepare the income statement, then I will go to prepare the statement of changes in equity, and then I will prepare the statement of financial position. I want to explain you what are the differences between a normal income statement and normal financial statements and these financial statements. Only income statement will vary in both cases. The presentation method of income statement in limited companies under this method is totally different as to normal way of preparation of income statement. There is no change in the statement of changes in equity and there is no change in statement of financial position. मैं फिर बता दूं कि जो डिफरेंस है नॉर्मल वाली फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स ऑफ लिमिटेड कंपनी में और करंट जो अभी हम करने जा रहे हैं फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट ऑफ लिमिटेड कंपनीज में, तो द ओनली डिफरेंस इज द इनकम स्टेटमेंट. क्योंकि नॉर्मल वाले में हम इनकम स्टेटमेंट किसी और वे से प्रिपेयर करते हैं और अंडर दिस मेथड वी विल प्रिपेयर अ इनकम स्टेटमेंट बाय डिफरेंट मेथड. यानी इनकम स्टेटमेंट यहाँ और तरह से प्रिपेयर होगी और प्रीवियसली हमने या नॉर्मल वे में लाइक वी हैव प्रिपेयर द इनकम स्टेटमेंट इन सोल ट्रेडर, प्रिपेयर द इनकम स्टेटमेंट इन पार्टनरशिप एंड इवन वी प्रिपेयर द इनकम स्टेटमेंट इन लिमिटेड कंपनीज प्रीवियसली. तो वो वे ऑफ प्रेजेंटेशन एंड वे ऑफ प्रिपेयरिंग द इनकम स्टेटमेंट आर क्वाइट डिफरेंट एज कंपेयर टू दिस जो आज हम करने जा रहे हैं. तो विदाउट वेस्टिंग टाइम आई एम मूविंग टू द इनकम स्टेटमेंट. First, we will write the name on the top of the statement. I am taking an example of ABC Limited. I am supposing the name of company is ABC Limited, and then we will write that sentence income statement for the year ended, and then we will place the date here. And now I am going to start the income statement in a proper manner. First, we will write the net revenue, and have you seen W1 is placed in front of net revenue, and this is not available in normal way presentation of income statement. What is W1? W1 mean working one. If you remember the previous income statement, in that income statement we were placed revenue here in second column and then subtract the return inwards from the revenue, and the net figure will be was placed to the next column. यानी नॉर्मल वाली इनकम स्टेटमेंट में हम पहले रेवेन्यू लिखते हैं, देन रिटर्न इनवर्ड लिखते हैं, उनको सब्ट्रैक्ट करते हैं और सब्ट्रैक्ट करके हम आंसर जो है वो थर्ड कॉलम में प्लेस कर देते हैं. फर्स्ट वी हैव टू राइट द revenue value, the total revenue value here in second column, and then we will subtract the return inwards. If the return inwards are available in the question, we will subtract the return inward from the revenue figure, and then the answer will be placed in the third column, and which is and that answer is the net revenue. But here in this income statement, we will do all these kind of calculations in working, and we will write that word W1, for example working 1 here. If we did the calculation in first working, so we will give the title of that working is working 1. If we will do this calculation in second working, then we will place the title working 2. यानी working 1, working 2, working 3, working 4, जो भी हम calculations करेंगे, all calculation will be shown in workings, and the net answer will be placed in this income statement. यानी जो हम calculation यहाँ करते थे वो अब यहाँ नहीं करेंगे. We will do all the calculations in working, and we will get the answer and place here. So net revenue means we will subtract the return inwards from the total revenue figure and get the answer, which is the net revenue, and we will place the net revenue here, and we will place the working 1 where we did this calculation. We also attach the calculation or workings with this document. How we will show the working? I will show all workings after the completion of income statement, और till now आप यही समझें कि we have to do the calculation in workings, और कैसे होनी है वो मैं अभी आपको शो करता हूँ. मैं income statement आपको explain कर लूँगा. Next, we will record cost of sales and place working 2. I have placed working 2. आप इसका कुछ भी नाम रख सकते हैं क्योंकि वर्किंग का सीक्वेंस आपने ऑर्गेनाइज करना है. तो वर्किंग 1 में कैलकुलेशन मैंने नेट रेवेन्यू की कर दी. वर्किंग 2 में आई डिड द कैलकुलेशन ऑफ कॉस्ट ऑफ सेल्स, एंड I directly place the figure of cost of sales in the third column, and to get the this figure will be subtracted from the net revenue to calculate the gross profit. But first I want to explain कि cost of sales कहाँ से आई. देखिए, in previous income statement we did the detailed calculation for the cost of sales, mean opening inventory, purchases, carriage inward, return outward, closing inventory. But here we did all these calculations in the working. हम वहाँ वो पूरा cost of sale, we will prepare the cost of sale full format in the working, and we did the calculation there, and the end answer, we will pick the end answer and we will place that answer here in front of cost of sales and write the working number here to refer the calculation. Means कि हमने refer कर दिया calculation कि we did the calculation of cost of sales in working 2. If you want to check the calculation कि how we calculated this figure for the cost of sales, you will go to the workings and find out working 2, and under the heading of working 2 we did these calculations. तो यहाँ से आपको after recording 2 transactions, I think you got the idea कि we will do all the calculations in the working, and we will place the end answers here for the calculation of profit or losses. Now move to other portion. Next step, move to next step. Gross profit after subtraction of net revenue. ठीक है, cost of sales will be subtracted from the net revenue and the answer will be equal to gross profit. ये उसी तरह आपने ये same manner, same way है to calculate the gross profit, but the difference between previous income statement and this income statement is the workings. In previous income statement we did all calculation and workings under the heading of income statement, but in this income statement we are going to do the calculations in workings, and we will retrieve the end totals from the working and record in income statement. यानी हम वर्किंग में सारी कैलकुलेशन करके जो एंड बैलेंसेस हैं वो इनकम स्टेटमेंट में रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हैं, और प्रीवियस इनकम स्टेटमेंट में हम सारी कैलकुलेशंस भी इनकम स्टेटमेंट के अंदर ही शो करते थे अंडर द हेडिंग ऑफ इनकम स्टेटमेंट. आफ्टर ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट व्हाट विल बी द नेक्स्ट? यस, other incomes. we will record the other incomes in the same manner as we have already recorded. There is no change in other incomes. Discount received, profit in disposals, profit on disposals mean decrease in provision for doubtful debt or allowance for doubtful debt. We will record the other incomes here and then get the total of these other incomes. I am writing one more other income, rent received, and we will get the total of these other incomes and directly add it to the gross profit. Okay, I want to explain one thing more. You can do the total of other incomes in working as well, but here there is an opportunity to record the other incomes directly here. यानी आप अदर इनकम्स को डायरेक्टली यहाँ पे भी लिख सकते हैं एंड इन द सेम मैनर जैसे हमने नेट रेवेन्यू कॉस्ट ऑफ सेल्स को किया तो हम अदर इनकम्स को वर्किंग में टोटल कर लें और डायरेक्टली हम सिर्फ अदर इनकम का वर्ड यहाँ पे प्लेस करें और उसके सामने टोटल लिख दें. बट आई प्रेफर टू रिकॉर्ड द अदर इनकम्स डायरेक्टली हेयर क्योंकि वो टोटली डिफरेंट आइटम्स होते हैं तो और वो होते भी कम है, बहुत कम, शायद 1 or 2 आइटम्स होते हैं. तो you have to place these items directly here और फिर आप उनका यहाँ पे उसको ऐड कर दें ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट में. आई एम गोइंग टू रिपीट माई वर्ड्स कि अदर इनकम्स जो होती हैं नॉर्मली तो क्वेश्चन में होती बहुत कम है, ठीक है. अगर हों भी तो हम डायरेक्टली उनको यहीं प्लेस कर देंगे और हम उनका टोटल यहाँ पे शो करके उनमें ऐड कर देंगे दूसरा ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट में. बट हम ये भी कर सकते हैं कि अदर इनकम्स को भी एक वर्किंग असाइन कर दें और उस वर्किंग में सारी अदर इनकम्स को ऐड कर लें और उसका टोटल एक ही दफ़ा अदर इनकम का वर्ड यहाँ पे लिखें और प्लेस कर दें. लाइक ये जो हमने अदर इनकम लिखा हुआ है इसके बिल्कुल सामने अदर इनकम्स को लिखें और प्लेस करके इसमें ऐड कर दें. बट आई प्रेफर टू शो द अदर इनकम्स directly here because I have told you only limited items are given for other incomes, 1 or 2. You just place these items directly here और आप यहाँ पे उनकी डायरेक्टली आप ऐड करके उनको नॉर्मल वे से ऐड कर दें. ये आपकी अदर इनकम्स के बाद टोटल आ गया, टोटल ऑफ ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट आफ्टर एडिशन ऑफ अदर इनकम्स and then we will go to record other expenses or operating expenses. And again there are change in the income statement. We will record the expenses in different headings: general, office and administrative expenses, and we will calculate these expenses in working. Means that all office and admin expenses will be added and get a one figure and which will be recorded as a general office admin expenses, whichever is given in the question. So we will record these expenses under the heading of administrative expenses, admin expenses, office expenses और general expenses. जो भी heading required होगी question के मुताबिक हम उसमें लिख देंगे, but normally we will record under the heading of admin expenses या administrative expenses या administration expenses. And what will be included in the admin expenses or office expenses, general office and admin expenses, I will explain in the working, but here you have to write the expenses under with the heading of admin expenses or complete heading general office and admin expenses here, and we will do the calculation of these expenses in the working. मीन्स कि हम एक्सपेंसेस को डिफरेंट हेडिंग्स हैं वो अभी आपके सामने शो होती जाएंगी वन बाय वन. वी विल रिकॉर्ड द एक्सपेंसेस विद दीज हेडिंग्स ओनली और उनकी बाकी जो कैलकुलेशन है वी विल डिस्ट्रीब्यूट द एक्सपेंसेस इन दीज हेडिंग्स. हम उन्हीं हेडिंग्स में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करेंगे एक्सपेंसेस को और फिर वहाँ उनका टोटल करेंगे और टोटल करके हम यहाँ रिकॉर्ड करते जाएंगे. रिमेंबर वन थिंग कि जो डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ एक्सपेंसेस है मींस के किस हेडिंग में कौन से आएंगे. नॉर्मली दीज एक्सपेंसेस आर क्लियरली डिफाइंड इन द क्वेश्चन कि ये एक्सपेंसेस जो हैं वो एडमिन में जाने हैं या ये एक्सपेंसेस किसी और हेडिंग में जाने हैं, ठीक है. आई विल एक्सप्लेन दीज थिंग्स लेटर इन दिस लेक्चर. फर्स्ट आई एम जस्ट रिकॉर्डिंग डिफरेंट हेडिंग्स ऑफ द एक्सपेंसेस. आफ्टर दैट वी विल रिकॉर्ड द सेलिंग एंड एडवर्टाइजिंग एक्सपेंसेस या एडवर्टीजमेंट एक्सपेंसेस. Means that any expense related to the selling and advertisement process we will add all these expenses and get the total of these expenses, and then we will place this total here, and we will get the total of these expenses in the working. Same like office admin and general expenses, we will get the total of all office and admin expenses in the working and then place the total here. And in next step we will record the all selling and advertising expenses and get the total in the working and then place the net answer here. यानी हम वर्किंग में सारे टोटल्स करते जाएंगे और फिर एक आंसर यहाँ पे प्लेस होता जाएगा वन बाय वन. After that we will record the distribution expenses. Distribution means to provide to distribute the goods to the consumers. We will add all expenses related to distribution, like I will explain the different categories of expenses or different type of expenses under these headings. ठीक है, वो मैं अभी एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ आपको वर्किंग्स में कि हम कैसे ये एक्सपेंसेस को ऐड ऑन करेंगे और कैसे हमें पता चलेगा कि कौन से डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन एक्सपेंसेस हैं. तो अभी के लिए आप सिंपल याद रखें कि डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन मीन्स डिलीवर द गुड्स टू द कस्टमर प्रेमिसेस. तो उस फॉर दिस पर्पस जितने भी हमारे एक्सपेंसेस होंगे, ऑल काइंड ऑफ एक्सपेंसेस विच आर इंकर्ड टू डिलीवरी ऑफ गुड्स टू द कस्टमर्स विल बी रिकॉर्डेड अंडर द हेडिंग ऑफ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन एक्सपेंसेस. यानी डिलीवरी एक्सपेंसेस जो होंगे विल बी रिकॉर्डेड अंडर द डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन एक्सपेंसेस. Other operating expenses, any other expenses related to business operations but did not recorded in previous headings will be recorded under the operating expenses. And these expenses may given in the question. If there is no information about the operating expenses, I will ignore this heading. And that's why you have seen I did not place any working with this expense because these are commonly not given in the question. The main three headings of the expenses are of admin expenses, selling and advertisement, and distribution expenses. And sometime in question they may combine the selling, advertising, and distribution expenses in one head, and they will record as a selling and distribution expenses. ठीक है, यानी सेलिंग, एडवर्टाइजिंग और डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन एक्सपेंसेस को एक कॉमन हेड दे देता है. और सिमिलरली जैसे आई हैव प्लेस सेलिंग एंड एडवर्टाइजिंग एक्सपेंसेस कंबाइनली, और हो सकता है वो सेलिंग एक्सपेंसेस को अलग कर दे, एडवर्टाइजिंग को अलग कर दे. तो ये इसके साथ आपने कंफ्यूज नहीं होना. यू हैव टू रिकॉर्ड इन अ सेम मैनर कि जो कहेगा हम उसके अकॉर्डिंग उनको रिकॉर्ड कर देंगे. बट द मोस्ट कॉमन हेडिंग्स आर यूज फॉर द रिकॉर्डिंग ऑफ दीज एक्सपेंसेस आर प्लेस्ड इन माई इनकम स्टेटमेंट. These headings are placed, fully placed. General expenses or general office and admin expenses, selling and advertising expenses, distribution expenses, and any other operating expenses will be placed here. And then we will get the total of these expenses and then subtract from the gross profit figure after the addition of other income. The answer will arrive, and which will be recorded as profit from operations after subtraction of expenses from the this figure. So profit from operation, if the negative figure is arrived, then loss from operations, but normally profit from operation will be derived after these calculations. तो profit from operations आ गया, then we will record all other transaction in the same manner. Then finance cost, interest will be subtracted from the profit from operations. Then we will calculate the profit before tax, and then we will subtract the tax, and after subtraction of tax we will get the profit for the year. If the positive figure, then profit for the year, and if the negative figure arrived after these calculation, then this will be the loss for the year. And this is the income statement, and the only difference between previous formats and current format of the statement of फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स ऑफ द लिमिटेड कंपनी इज द इनकम स्टेटमेंट. कि यही सिर्फ एक डिफरेंस है और कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है. नाउ आई एम मूविंग टू शो द वर्किंग्स डिटेल्स के हाउ वी विल कैलकुलेट द डिफरेंट हेडिंग्स और वर्किंग्स, या हाउ वी विल डू द वर्किंग्स. Working on, I have explained previously revenue, and then we will subtract the return inward or any adjustment related to revenue, and then we will get the net revenue, and this net revenue will be placed in the income statement. Working 2, we will do the calculation of cost of sales, and same manner of calculation of cost of sales: opening inventory, purchases, then add carriage inward, then subtract return outwards, and then subtract closing inventory, and the answer will be the cost of sales, and this value will be placed in the income statement under with the name of cost of sales, and then we will subtract the cost of sales from net revenue figure to calculate the gross profit. And working 3, I have assigned for the admin and office expenses. We will record all salaries and wages of the office staff or admin staff here. Means यहाँ आप याद रखिए कि जो heading है उस you should focus the name of the heading, and all expenses which are related to those headings will be recorded with that name. Sales and salaries and wages of the office and admin staff, depreciation of the office building, depreciation of the fixtures and fitting, office fixtures and fitting, or simple fixtures and fitting machines. These are considered as a admin and office expenses, and we will record here. And then bad debts and provision for doubtful debts or provision for bad debts are also considered as a admin expenses, because these expenses normally related to sales, because these are credit customers which are not paying to us and become our expense. But in business concepts, we consider them the admin loss, because administrative department failed to collect these debts. That's why we are going to consider bad debts and provision for doubtful debts as a admin expense. देखिए bad debts है, provision for doubtful debts है. The first concept arrived in your mind कि ये तो selling से related है क्योंकि trade receivable के expenses हैं, but we will consider them as a admin expenses because क्योंकि एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन फेल हुई है इन डेट्स को कलेक्ट करने में, ये उनका फेलियर है. दैट्स व्हाई दीज एक्सपेंसेस आर कंसीडर्ड एज अ एडमिन एक्सपेंस. एनी यूटिलिटी बिल्स, इंश्योरेंस ऑफ द ऑफिस और एडमिन department will be recorded here as an admin expenses. And office expenses, any expenses was available with the name of office will be recorded here, and then we will get the total of these expenses, and these are the administrative, office and general expenses, and this total will be placed with that heading. Normally simple heading are given in the question, यानी administrative expenses या administration expenses के नाम से दी होगी तो हम वही लिख देंगे. ठीक है, इतनी लंबी हेडिंग जो मैंने यूज़ की है general, office and admin expenses, because these words are placed in replacement. Sometime administration expenses लिखा होता है, sometime office expenses क्वेश्चन में दिया होता है, और sometime general expenses के नेम से दिया होता है. तो कोई भी दिया हो आप इसी हेडिंग के अंडर चलेंगे और उसमें यही expenses रिकॉर्ड होंगे. General, office and admin are replacement words. Okay, I have recorded few expenses related to general, office and admin expenses, but there may be some other expenses related to office, but those expenses will be clearly defined in the question कि either they are office expenses or selling expenses or advertisement expenses or distribution expenses. क्लियरली क्वेश्चन में डिफाइन होंगे, जिस हेडिंग के लिए होंगे उसी में हम रिकॉर्ड करेंगे. इन अ सेम मैनर वी विल डू द अदर वर्किंग्स. In working 3 we have to calculate the 3 I have done the working 3. Now I am moving to the working 4, and in this working we will record the advertising and selling expenses. So any advertising expenses, advertisement cost, advertising expenses will be recorded here. And then sales department expenses means any bills related to sales department will be recorded here, and then record the selling department salaries, salesman commissions, other selling expenses which are given in the question will be recorded under this heading, and then make the total of selling and advertising expenses, and then we will record these expenses in the income statement, advertising and selling expenses, and this total will be recorded in the income statement. And then working 5 used to the calculation of distribution expenses, delivery vehicle repairs, distribution related to delivery vehicles, depreciation of delivery vehicle will be recorded here, and warehousing cost also related to the delivery of goods. So the warehousing expenses will be recorded in the delivery cost or delivery expenses, and drivers salaries or wages, जो डिलीवरी वैन चला रहा है उसकी वेजेस और सैलरीज होंगी वो भी यहीं पे रिकॉर्ड होंगी, बट आई डिड नॉट राइट द ड्राइवर सैलरीज हियर, बट यू रिमेंबर कि ड्राइवर्स या कोई भी एक्सपेंस है जो अदर एक्सपेंस जो रिलेटेड है डिलीवरी से, दोज एक्सपेंसेस विल बी रिकॉर्डेड हियर. Other distribution expenses which are related to the delivery of goods will be recorded here, and then we will get the total. Yes, one more thing, carriage outward, the delivery charges to deliver the goods to the premises will be recorded here because these are also delivery expenses. So carriage outward will be recorded here, and then make the total of all distribution expenses, and then this total will be placed in the income statement for the calculation of profit. And this is the total change in previous income statement and current income statement. After that, we will go to prepare the statement of changes in equity. We are going to prepare the statement of changes in equity, and same format will be used and same pattern will be used for the preparation of statement of changes in equity. Statement of changes in equity, we will draw the different columns, and first we will find out the number of columns required to draw. तो उसके लिए आप you will see the items that will be recorded under the heading of share capital and reserves in the SOFP, statement of financial positions, and these items are ordinary shares, preference shares, share premium, general reserves, revaluation reserves, retained earnings, and then one column for the total. And I am going to show these items which are most commonly available in the question related to statement of changes in equity and share capital and reserves. Ordinary shares, preference shares, share premium, revaluation reserves, general reserves, retained earning, and then last column for total. So these are 6 items. The maximum item I think which will be available in normal questions of the income statement and SOFP of limited companies. तो इनके अलावा अगर होगा तो we will draw an other column for that item. First हमने ये capital reserves place किए हैं, share premium and revaluation reserves, and then I have placed revenue reserves, general reserves, and retained earnings, and last column for the total. And now we will write the opening balances which will be available in the question. List of balances: ordinary shares, share premium, preference shares, share premium, revaluation reserves, general reserves, retained earning, and then make the total of all these items and will be placed in the total column here. Sometime preference shares नहीं given होते क्वेश्चन में, तो we will remove this column from the statement of changes in equity. जो item नहीं होगा हम नहीं place करेंगे. For example, revaluation reserve नहीं है, we will not draw the column for revaluation reserves. Share preference shares नहीं है, we will not draw the column for the preference shares. अगर share premium नहीं है तो we will not draw the column for share premium. After that, we will record the bonus issue, and then we will record the rights issue. Bonus issue are the free issue of shares. If you do not know the bonus issue, you have to watch my lecture related to bonus issuance of shares by the limited companies. In that lecture, I have explained in detail bonus issue, rights issue, and public issues of the shares. What are these types of issuance of shares? Here you have just explained slightly these items. Bonus issue and rights issue are the issuance of shares to the existing shareholders. Bonus issue is the free issue. That's why I am using the reserves to pay the value of bonus issue, क्योंकि by law we can't issue shares free. So company will sponsor these shares. That's why I am subtracting the value of the shares फ्रॉम द शेयर प्रीमियम अकाउंट. हम अपने रिजर्व से वो अमाउंट पूरी कर रहे हैं जो हमने फ्री शेयर्स इशू किए हैं. तो इशूड शेयर अमाउंट विल बी एडेड टू द ऑर्डिनरी शेयर्स and share premium will be reduced by the same amount. Rights issue, the new issuance of shares to existing shareholders, or you can say that new shares sold to the existing shareholders. That's why I have added this amount in the ordinary shares. And also हो सकता है वो मार्केट पार वैल्यू से ज़्यादा वैल्यू पे सेल किए हों, तो द difference between par value and the selling value of the shares will be recorded as a share premium. यानी जिस वैल्यू पे सेल किया है और जो उसकी पार वैल्यू थी, यानी उनकी डिसाइडेड प्राइस थी, उसके दरमियान जो डिफरेंस, आई मीन इन शॉर्ट और इन सिंपलेस्ट वर्ड यू कैन से द प्रॉफिट अर्न थ्रू द सेलिंग ऑफ शेयर्स विल बी रिकॉर्डेड एज अ शेयर प्रीमियम. कि अगर $10 का एक शेयर था एंड you sold that share at $12, तो $2 will be recorded as a share premium. So after recording this, we will go to the recording of profits. One more thing, if there is a revaluation of assets, and then we will record the revaluation, the increase in value of assets as a revaluation in the revaluation reserve section. अगर एसेट्स रिवैल्यू हुए हैं तो जो एसेट्स की रिवैल्यूएशन मतलब उनकी वैल्यू में इंक्रीज हुआ है, तो दैट इंक्रीज विल बी रिकॉर्डेड अंडर द हेडिंग ऑफ रिवैल्यूएशन रिजर्व्स. एनी इंक्रीज इन द वैल्यू ऑफ एसेट्स will be recorded as a revaluation reserves in statement of changes in equity. Now, profit for the year will be recorded and directly added to the retained earnings section, because this column is will be used for the profit recording purpose, or for the transaction related to the profit will be recorded under retained earnings or retained profit heading. Some few people record as a retained earning and others record as a retained profit. Both are the same thing. So profit for the year will be added to the retained earnings. Retained earnings mean last year's retained profit by the company, यानी last year में जो company ने profit बचाया था वो opening retained earnings हो गई, and current year profit will be added to this amount, and then we will subtract first the transfer to general reserves. Any amount of profit which is transferred by the company to the general reserve will be subtracted from the retained earnings and added to the general reserves, because ये profit general reserves में transfer हो गया. After that we will record the dividends, and first we will record the preference dividend. Preference interim dividend will be subtracted from the retained earnings. Interim means during the year paid dividend will be subtracted, and then the final dividend of the preference shares will be recorded here and will be subtracted from the retained earnings. And for the calculation of final dividend, the percentage of the dividend will be given with the preference shares value. You will apply this percentage on the amount of preference shares and calculate the final dividend. If the interim dividend is paid during the year, then you have to subtract the interim dividend from the final dividend, total calculated dividend figure to calculate the final dividend. I will explain in the question later. No need to develop or generate any confusion related to preference dividend, final dividend. Here you just write the preference dividend here, final dividend here, and then record the ordinary dividend paid. Remember one thing, preference dividend will be recorded in a full with full amount, but ordinary dividend will only be record the amount which was paid during the year. जो amount during the year pay हुई है, we will record just only that amount of dividend. as a ordinary dividend paid. We will not record proposed dividend amount. मतलब जो अभी आपने decide किया है but pay नहीं किया, we will not record that amount of dividend in retained earnings section in statement of changes in equity. This is the new law. Previously we recorded, we had recorded all dividends of ordinary shares and preference shares in statement of changes in equity. But now you preference dividends will all preference dividend will be recorded in the statement of changes in equity and subtracted from the retained earnings. But ordinary dividend paid will be recorded in retained earnings and in statement of changes in equity. मैं repeat कर रहा हूँ कि preference dividend तो सारा record करेंगे हम यहाँ पे, बट ऑर्डिनरी डिविडेंड सिर्फ वो होगा जिसके साथ पेड का वर्ड लिखा होगा, मतलब द ऑर्डिनरी डिविडेंड पेड लिखा होगा, वो वी विल रिकॉर्ड दैट डिविडेंड ओनली इन रिटेन्ड अर्निंग्स. जो प्रपोज लिखा होगा या विल पे, ठीक है, या टू बी पेड यानी अभी पे करना है, वो यहाँ पे रिकॉर्ड नहीं होगा. विल पे, टू बी पेड, प्रपोज्ड, this kind of ordinary dividend will not be recorded here. Only the paid amount of ordinary dividend will be recorded here in statement of changes in equity. After recording these transactions, we will get the total of each items, and then we will prepare the statement of financial position. Remember one thing. I want to explain one thing again. Preference shares will receive a fixed amount of dividend every year. So remember this sentence कि preference shares को एक fixed dividend साल में मिल रहा है, तो वो fixed dividend साल का fixed amount होगी, तो कुछ उसको interim dividend की फॉर्म में मिल जाएगा और जो बाकी dividend उसका बच जाएगा वो हम उसे final dividend की फॉर्म में पे कर देंगे. Like there is 100,000 value of preference shares and 10% is the dividend value. तो 100,000 का जब हम 10% लेंगे तो which is equal to the 10,000. This is the total amount of dividend will be paid for to preference shareholders in 1 year. यानी एक ईयर में जो मैक्सिमम डिविडेंड उनको मिल सकता है 10% ऑफ द 100,000 इज द 10,000, और ये 10,000 डिविडेंड उनको पूरे साल में मिलना है. अगर उसमें से हमने इंटरम डिविडेंड या क्वेश्चन में दे दिया कि इंटरम डिविडेंड के तौर पे 4,000 वर पेड ड्यूरिंग द ईयर एज एन इंटरम डिविडेंड ऑफ प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स, द रेस्ट ऑफ 6,000 विल बी रिकॉर्डेड एज अ फाइनल डिविडेंड ऑफ प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स इन statement of changes in equity. तो ये I think you got my point which I have explained previously, but मैंने कहा था मैं बाद में बताता हूँ. तो अब आपको समझ आ गया होगा कि प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स को फिक्स डिविडेंड मिलना है, तो वो हम परसेंटेज दी होगी. In every question the percentage of preference dividend will be given with the preference dividend value. तो वहाँ परसेंटेज दी होगी. You will take the percentage of the value of preference shares and that will provide you the annual dividend of the preference shares. If there is any interim dividend paid during the year, you will subtract that amount from the total dividend which you have calculated by applying the percentage, and the answer will be recorded as a final dividend. मतलब percentage into amount of preference shares minus interim dividend is equal to final dividend of the preference shares. Okay, I hope you got my point. After that, we will prepare the statement of changes. Statement of financial position. Same way of preparation of statement of financial position, and I am not explaining the each item in detail. I just read the items. First, we will write the ABC Limited, name of the company on the top, and then statement of financial position as at, and then non-current assets first, 3 columns, first cost, second accumulated depreciation, third net book value. First we will write the non-current assets, and in non-current assets we will record the intangible non-current assets first, goodwill, cost, and then accumulated depreciation will be recorded in the second column. I am taking the intangible assets, and net book value will arrive by subtracting the accumulated depreciation from the cost of asset, and the answer will be equal to net book value. और जो intangible assets होते हैं उनकी depreciation को sometime amortization भी कह देते हैं, तो don't worry, accumulated depreciation और amortization are the same thing. Patent, same treatment. Then tangible non-current assets, premises, cost in the first section, and then record the total depreciation. And total depreciation मैं एक पे explain कर देता हूँ कि previous provision for depreciation which is given in the list of balances and current year depreciation which we have calculated in income statement, both depreciation will be added to calculate the total of depreciation, and then this total will be subtracted from the cost, and the answer will be equal to net book value. And same plant and machinery, same treatment or same concept will be applied on plant and machinery, and then fixtures and fittings, cost, then total depreciation, and then net book value. Then same treatment will be applied on the motor vehicles, cost, total depreciation, and net book value. After that, we will make the totals of all columns, cost, accumulated depreciation column, and then net book value. We will place the line in under the total of cost column and accumulated depreciation column, because there is no need, no other use of these figures. Only we will use the net book value total for the further calculations. Then we will record the current assets, first inventory, closing inventory, then trade receivables in very first column. After that, we will subtract the allowance for doubtful debt or provision for doubtful debt from the trade receivable figure, and then we will record the other receivables, means accrued incomes and prepaid expenses will be recorded as other receivables here, and then we will record the bank and cash and get the total of the all current assets, and this total will be added to the non-current assets total to get the total of assets. Non-current assets plus current assets. After that, we will move to the share capital and reserve section. We will place the heading of share capital and reserves, and we will record the end balances of all items which we are recorded in the statement of changes in equity. Ordinary shares total, closing balance of ordinary shares in the statement of changes in equity, या end total of ordinary shares column, then preference shares column total, and then share premium column total will be recorded here. Then we will record the revaluation reserves, and then we will record the general reserves and retained earnings. After recording the all share capital value and reserves, we will get the total of these items, and we will place in the last column. Then non-current liabilities, means we will record the non-current liabilities, means debentures or loans. There are only one item is available for non-current liabilities, that's why I will place this item directly in the last column, the value of this item in the last column. Then we will record the current liabilities, and current liabilities mean trade payables, and then other payables. In other payables, accrued expenses and prepaid incomes will be recorded as other payables, and after that we will record the preference dividend पेएबल, जो प्रेफरेंस डिविडेंड अभी तक आपने पे नहीं किया, प्रेफरेंस डिविडेंड पेएबल मतलब स्टिल ओड, will be recorded here. And then bank overdraft, is there any bank overdraft balance, means you have you all know the term bank overdraft very well, so there is no need to explain the term bank overdraft. If there is bank overdraft balance, we will place in here and then make the total of current liabilities, and then add all these three items share capital and reserves total, and non-current liabilities and current liabilities, the answer will be equal to this answer will be equal to the total of assets. And this is the complete statement of financial position, and I hope you understand the change in the financial statement of limited companies for A levels, ACCA and CA, and previous statement of financial statements of the normal pattern for O level students, IGCSE students. A levels and ACCA students can follow the normal way of preparation of income statements because there is only change between both financial statements और the income statement. दोनों में जो difference है ना, normal way में और इस way में सिर्फ income statement का है. तो A levels, ACCA, CA students can prepare the same pattern, but if in question there is a requirement to prepare the specific method of income statement, then you have to prepare according to that process or that method or that way for the preparation of you will use that method for the preparation of income statement. जो भी क्वेश्चन की रिक्वायरमेंट में होगा आप उसके अकॉर्डिंग उसको प्रिपेयर करेंगे. तो I have explained the both methods in my previous lecture of limited companies. I have explained the simple method of preparation of income statement, and in my current lecture I discussed the advanced method of preparation of income statements. I hope you got the understanding of this method also. मैं फिर बता रहा हूँ, बार बार बता रहा हूँ, the only difference of the financial statements of limited companies in both methods is the income statement. सिर्फ income statement का पैटर्न फर्क है, बाकी दोनों में सेम है. तो आपने सिर्फ उसी income statement को फोकस करना है. Hopefully you understand my lecture, my explanation and my words. For further practice, you may check my website www.atpworld.net. You should subscribe my channel and also press the bell icon to get the notifications of my next lectures. And my lectures will help you to understand the accounting, to solve the question related to different topics. I am trying to explain each topic in simplest way ताकि आप लोगों की अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो इस चीज से. If you have any question, you can contact me on my WhatsApp number, which is available in description box. You can also write a comment. I will answer your comment, and you can contact me on my Instagram ID or on my Facebook page. Okay, till the next lecture. Allah Hafiz.